examples. Okay, so stem and leaf plots, what we're going to be doing is taking our data and we're going to be displaying it in a different way other than histograms. So we're going to take each number, each data value that we see, and we're going to be splitting it up into two different parts. We've got the stem and we've got the leaf. So when we're doing that, we want the leaf to be the digit that's all the way to the right, and it's only going to be one digit. Your leaf is only ever one digit. Rightmost digit is the leaf. So the one all the way to the right, in this case, the one all the way to the right is an 8, and the one all the way to the right on this one is a 9. That last digit that you see, that's just the leaf. Everything that comes before it is going to be the stem. And your stem can have multiple digits. You can have 1, 2, here it's got 3 of them. So it doesn't matter how many digits you have in your stem, but your leaf can only be 1 digit. You're going to kind of separate them into those two things. And then you're going to organize them. You're going to write out all of your stems first. So here's our steps here. We're going to arrange the stems vertically in increasing order, and we're not going to skip any numbers. So all of the possible stems you can have, you're just going to write them in a vertical line. All numbers that could possibly be seen, even if you don't have any values that correspond with that stem, you still write it. So don't skip any numbers when you do it. And then we'll draw a vertical line, and then our leaves are going to go on the other side. I have this step here. So for each stem, list all of your corresponding leaves. So you'll go through each number. So if I had this number here in my data set, 14.8, I would say, well, my stem is 14. I'll go down to where the stem is at 14. And in that line, I'll write an 8 as my leaf. And then I'll do that for each individual one. And then right here, the other thing is we want to make sure that everything is organized nicely. So your leaves, instead of just being all mixed in together, you want to make sure your leaves are in increasing order. So for each line, write the leaves in increasing order as well. And then here it says, if you have a stem that doesn't have a corresponding leaf, you're just not going to write anything. You're just going to leave it blank. We'll come and do an example of that later. So we'll see why that is in just a sec when we do an example. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. Some people like doing it. So the example we have down here, I have a spot for your unordered stems, and you can write them all out. And then you can order your stems, and you can write them out like that, if you'd like to. Some people like that method, and that's fine. What I'm going to do, since there are so many for this one, I'm going to go ahead and just put them in order on my TI-84 Plus, and it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to figure out what goes where. So this is a different method you can use. Rather than writing out all of the leaves and then putting them in order, I'm going to go through and show you how to put them in order in your calculator, and then you don't have to worry about rearranging anything. So we're going to start by just putting all of the data into our calculator. That's just like with the histogram example I showed you before. You'll go to Stat, and then under 1 you'll click on Edit so you can access the L1. Go up to L1, clear and enter. That gets rid of all of the previous numbers that could possibly be in there. And then you'll put in all of the numbers. So this is going to take a while because we've got 65 of them. So let me just pull that up real quick. Here's my values. All right, so in my calculator, again, click this Stat button, and then under Edit, the first one is Edit. So I'm going to change the numbers in my L1. I'll clear them out, and then push Enter. Is anybody missing their L1?